that's why they startle people. So they're not actually malicious at all. I mean, everybody's gotta eat, right? It's like what Aladdin said, where he has to steal to eat because he has to eat to live. So obviously he has to steal to live because you can't just starve yourself all the time. Anyway, that was pretty interesting. So a lot of them do have entries that could be considered alarming, like the fact that Dusclops can basically absorb anything into its body. I mean, there's one ghost type I'll definitely never associate with, and that would be Yumesque. That sounds like a good way to never be seen again. So yeah, even I am not going that far, but some of them aren't that bad. I mean, think about Phantom. Think about Trevenant even. Like, they're not evil. I mean, one's literally probably just a lost child that never made it home. And one of them really likes to protect the forest, so, like, it's not like they're bad. And there are other ghost types that eat various negative emotions. So it sounds like it would actually be a good idea to have them around, because it would be very cleansing, you know? Like, if they eat spite and resentment and anger and frustration and all that, that means you're not holding that inside, right? You're expelling that, and then they eat it, and it's gone. I think it could actually be really healthy. I can see therapists having them. I'm sure the Pokemon world has therapists, we just don't know about it. Speaking of the Pokemon world, hold on. My cough drop was kind of caught. It was stuck to my cheek and I couldn't move it, and it felt really weird. Anyway, speaking of Pokemon, can we talk about PLA? Can we talk about how awful they are, please? Please. Like, I haven't found a single person that I actually like. That probably sounds terrible, but, like, I wish they had truly made it open world and choose your own adventure, because there are so many options besides joining the Galaxy team, and only one of them is, doing it on your own out in the wild. Like, for instance, did they think about the fact that you could join the Diamond Clan, or the Pearl Clan, or the, how do you say it, Ginkgo Guild? Heck, you could even join the Bandit Sisters, or start your own bandit band. Like, there are options that were clearly just not considered, and it hurts my feelings. Like, I think it would have been really fascinating if one of the things they explored was what happens when you're a part of one of the clans, or a part of the guild, or what happens if you try to make it on your own, what happens if you're a bandit, etc. Or even just a different part of the Galaxy team. Like, what if you had become part of the security corps, or what if you'd been a medic? I mean, I feel like they slept on so many options. There's so much they could have done that they just chose not to, and it kind of hurts my feelings. Because it's like they refused to make it better, you know? Like, they could have made it better, and they chose not to. And there's so much. I mean, heck, we could have even become a farmer. I'm not saying they have to make the game a Pokemon Stardew Valley crossover. I'm just saying, like, you had options, and they just kind of, yeah. You had so many options that still would have included Pokemon, you know? I know one person I talked to was really interested in doing the security corps instead. But after they said security corps, like I said, I thought about the medics, the healing corps, you know? Like, imagine trying to catch a Chansey or a Blissey or even a Happiny, so that you would have some help with the nurses, you know? That you could help the nurses, and you have a Pokemon that was centered around healing and nursing. I mean, there was just so much that could have been done. on top of the options of, you know, the other things. Just kind of roughing it, being a bandit, being in one of the clans, being in the guild. I mean, heck, if they had included a C option, you could have been a pirate. I mean, there were avenues that weren't explored. I kind of messed up that one. There were avenues that weren't explored, and it's just a little disheartening, I guess. I mean, there are so many unofficial Pokemon games that have such unique takes on the series, that have such unique quests and stories, and even Pokemon, and it was kind of a letdown to go back and pay for something and it be wonderful and expansive and brilliant, but it's still off the mark. It's still not quite what it could be. It's so frustrating to see the wasted potential, because there is so much potential. There's so much they could be doing, but they're just hooked on playing off nostalgia. They're afraid to take risks, and it makes me not respect them. Yeah, it really does. Also, I think my video randomly got paused earlier when I was doing the intro, but basically I was saying I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, so I'm a tiny bit behind on filming. Not that you would know that, because I film ahead, because, you know, I'm disabled and chronically ill, and I have to film when I feel good, so that I have material for the days that I don't. Anyway, I've been really sick for the past 2 weeks. Not with the plague, just like normal stuff, having a flare up. And it's been really hard to film, because I talk in a lot of my videos. You guys actually seem to prefer when I talk in my videos. So it can be a little frustrating when I'm trying to film, but I can't breathe, you know? I can't stop coughing, can't stop wheezing, can't breathe, stuff like that. And there was no way I could have filmed earlier this week. I would have been like dying way too much. You wouldn't have been able to hear me talk in the video, and it would have been disappointing. For both of us, I would imagine. Okay, so I was just making sure the camera still worked. Let me just move this up. There we go. I'm aware the black line's kind of messy, but the only black polish I have is kind of like chunky. It's a little chunky, so it's the best I can do. And not the like fun chunky, not like fluffy. No, it's like full of like, I don't know, not clumps. It's just like thicker than it's supposed to be. It's not like quite the right consistency, which is why I'm really glad I'm not using this on my body. Anyway, just as a random aside, one of my favorite purple Pokemon is, of course, Ghastly. I mean, it's a ghost type, what do you expect? One of my other favorite purple Pokemon, wow, I got caught up, got tongue-tied, is, Crobat. It's actually a poison type. I actually quite like some poison types. I don't know if I could count poison as one of my favorite types, but again, as I've said multiple times, I love fairy types, I love ghost types, I love dark types. I think poison is growing on me. Basically, I like all of the types that give some people nightmares. My friend's actually, my friend has a healthy respect for fairy types, and is like, their injuries can be like Pokedex injuries. They said they can quote unquote be just as creepy as the ghost types. They just look cuter while they're trying to murk you, which I thought was hilarious. It's technically true. Like, I'm sure there are fairy types who would literally steal your bones out of you while you were like watching them, enraptured because they're adorable. Fairy types probably do have the ability to be horrifying if they wanted. people's souls, but you know. One of my favorite ghost types, and of course one of my favorite Pokemon, is Litwick, actually. Litwick and Phantom. I think I said Phantom earlier, but oh well. That just emphasizes how much I like it. I like Jellicent's typing, but I don't necessarily feel in love with its, like, aesthetic, if that makes sense. I mean, it's certainly not ugly, I just feel like it could have been done better. Also, I absolutely love the regional variant for Sora. I mean, I love the original one too, but I also absolutely love that they made Typhlosion the, like, regional variant. I love that they made it a ghost type. Like, obviously it's still a fire type, but I'm just a sucker for fire ghost. I really am. I don't know why, I just am. It's just so pleasing. Also, even though it's not one of my favorite types, I absolutely adore Leafeon. There we go. One of my favorite ghost types is actually Bayonet. Don't ask. I know, it's like everyone's nightmare. It's plays off the trope of the quote-unquote creepy doll, mixed with, like, Eastern beliefs about how items can spontaneously gain, like, sentience and sapience and things like that. Like, I know it's supposed to be a doll, but it's, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. Maybe it truly shows that I would be a hex maniac in-game or whatever. Maybe it just truly shows how much I like ghost types, but I think it's cute. I think it's cute. I think it just wants love. I also think you should watch that fan movie, is it Bandit's Curse? Mimikyu's Curse? Something like that. Anyway, there's a Pokemon, like, it's a fan-made movie, but it's a live action. They actually did really well, I think, with the casting, with the effects. Anyway, it does involve a Bandit. It involves at least one other ghost type Pokemon too. I say at least one because I don't know if there was a third one, but it was pretty good. I'll have to look it up, and then I think maybe I'll put the link in below. I don't actually get paid for this, I just think it's really neat. You should check it out. I wish. I legitimately have not been paid for any of this. I just think people deserve to relax, especially now considering the things that have been happening. Like the fact that so many people lost rights in our country a few days ago, including me. So, I just want people to still be able to relax and feel good about themselves. And if me messily painting helps, then I hope it does. By the way, if I am still determined to paint, even though I'm clearly lacking in painting skill and prowess, then you can paint too. You don't have to be as good as Bob Ross. In fact, you can be worse than I am. You should paint because it's fun and you love painting, not because it's a masterpiece every time. I know it's frustrating when we can't master something, but I think it's the emotional journey that happens during the painting that's the important part. You don't have to be Picasso. You don't have to be, what was his name, Vincent van Gogh. It can be messy, and that's okay. Life is messy. In fact, there's rarely anything that's so perfect that there's not a little bit of mess somewhere. It's okay if things are messy. As long as you're having fun, you feel good about yourself, then push through. Blasphemy again by painting this zigzag, like, I don't even know, does it count as a geometric pattern? It says it's a geometric pattern. Anyway, this is the ace flag, just striped over and over. I started another one, but there's not enough room to continue, so we just kind of, I mean, it happened. We have an extra stripe, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then another one would have been started, but there was no more room. So we get 2 ace flags and an extra stripe because that happened. Also, I knew this wouldn't last 20 minutes, but it did last 16, so I'm happy with that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming by. I really hope you are doing well. I know that we are going through some trying times. I wish I could fix everything for you. I really do. Unfortunately, I'm one person, and there's nothing I can do on my own, but there's a lot I can do with others. So, you know, join up with others. Go to protests. Go to rallies. Provide travel expenses for people that want to, go camping. Sign petitions. You know, I don't want to just say go vote because, like, that's voting in and of itself is not necessarily going to solve all of your problems. Which isn't to say that it's pointless. It's just to say that's not the be-all, end-all of what you do. There's no reason you can't go to rallies and protests. There's no reason that you can't sign petitions. There's no reason that you can't work with non-profit organizations that help with intimate partner violence, that help with travel expenses for medical procedures, that help with child care, that help with wellness programs or soup kitchens. There is so much that can be done. Even just spreading the word is helpful if you're like me and you're housebound most of the time because of your illnesses. It's okay. Do what you can. Know that you do not hold the world on your shoulders alone because you are never alone. We're all in this together. Have faith. Have hope. You are stronger than you ever realized. We will get through this. Have a blessed day.